volunteer work. And so it may not sound so popular, but I'm a huge advocate for volunteering my time in both the physical and administrative kind of a capacity, I guess. And so, as somebody who's a huge proponent for volunteering, I want to express, publicly that volunteering is an excellent way if you need some nudging into it to meet new people, to feel good about the work that you're doing, and also be able to network to make greater change. And so, thanks for watching the videos. I really appreciate it. To give you guys kind of a background of where I stand on volunteering, I have successfully completed multiple AmeriCorps terms. AmeriCorps is a program that is federally funded and federally designated. It is a program that allows people to work in certain areas of the public sector and to be compensated at the end of a certain term with like a scholarship. They call them education awards. And so my volunteer work arises from 2 complete terms with them since I was a little boy. And before that, at my local church and stuff like that, when I was younger with my parents, specifically volunteering time to give back to the community. And so, volunteer work is good in that you do it because you want to do it. Maybe there's like no financial incentive or whatever. And so you could volunteer to be, for example, an umpire at, your kid's baseball game. You can volunteer time to be a member of the PTA, often not a very popular thing, but it probably should be. I mean, we probably should be very concerned with some of the things on an administrative level that happen within the public school system that concern our children. Absolutely. So, albeit participating voluntarily in a PTA meeting. You can volunteer at your local church. You can volunteer at your local hospital. I would not advise volunteering at nonprofit organizations myself, from my own opinion. Depends on what nonprofit it is, but if it's a nonprofit that deals with food in specific and isn't tied into a larger institution and or church or secular setup there, I had a really bad experience recently with a nonprofit that works with giving out food. And my biggest problem with working, or my work for that nonprofit as it concerned giving out food to the local community, was that the food we were giving out was like super subpar, and it was basically just food that nobody else wanted. And not because it was privately donated from people who didn't want that food and gave it to them, but from a nonprofit who sought out to purchase new items that were super cheap, discounted in bulk because nobody wanted to buy them. And so they're to be pathological altruism is like a real thing sometimes, right? And it gets real tricky, I think, in my opinion, with the nonprofits and the food goes, because again, everybody should be fed, but if we're gonna, when we feed people, we also want to feed them things that are edible at the very least, and not processed or just canned garbage, that nobody else wanted. So I just kind of have some issues there philosophically, I'd say, with that sort of a setup. But volunteer work can again be a wide array of activities, and it's just important that as young and middle-aged people, we are always trying to give back to our community in any way that we can. The community is always going to need help, regardless of whether or not it's already sustainable or already successful. It's always going to require maintenance and a little love, and so there's always that. But I again appreciate you watching the videos, and I hope y'all have a really good day.